Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to Into the Breach. Here we are again with the Zenith Guard. So far, they've been reasonable on hard difficulty. We haven't lost any buildings yet, but we have lost one of our objectives, which is not so great. It's been a little bit tricky to keep our mech damage low. As it stands, we're going to head now to our final objective of our first island, the Central Museum, where we're apparently going to have to defend a train. That might be a bit tricky with this team, but let's see what happens.
Diesel trains may be old-fashioned by today's standards, but old Horace here is going strong. He's vital to our supply lines.
Let's get in there and do what we can to protect him, then. We have a Blood Scion right away, we have a Firefly, and an Alpha Scorpion. Man, getting Alphas right off the bat is nasty. We can decide where we want to put ourselves. We're going to probably have to really deal with this guy, though. I have a feeling that's going to be our biggest problem. Let's confirm and see what happens. We should be able to ignore the Blood Scion, because all he does is apply health regeneration, but he had to go and stop directly in front of the train, which means we can no longer safely avoid him. So that's going to be a little bit annoying. We've also got a Firefly here firing at the building, and an Alpha Scorpion tying down our laser mech. And he also does a bazillion damage, so that's not great. We're in a bit of a pickle here. We could just shove him this way, but then the train will hit him and it'll kill him, which is not good because it'll also kill the train. What else could we do here? We could bring the defense mech over to here and pull this guy over to the spawn, which will stop the spawn from happening, but won't protect those buildings. That's not going to work. What we could do instead is just laser the heck out of this guy, but he still won't die if we do that, and we still have to deal with both of these, which is not so great. The train goes after all the enemies do as well. Okay, is there a way we can deal with this safely? I have a feeling we can't put a shield bubble on the train, or if we do, it doesn't matter. It's still going to hit the enemy and immediately die. What else could we do here instead? We can't attack this guy from either side, because either side would mean that either the bug is in the way or we are. Now, theoretically, we could actually kill them this way. We could use the charge mech to slap the Alpha Scorpion into this tile, use the defense mech to pull the Blood Scion out of the way, and then move down with the laser mech to vaporize both of those tiles, killing the Alpha Scorpion with 3 damage, and bringing the Firefly down to 1. It doesn't quite kill him, and he'll regenerate back up to 2 because of the Blood Scion, but at the very least, they would both be hit for quite a lot of damage, and nothing would be in the way of the train. That might be the play here. Let's go for it. If nothing else, it lets us kill 2 of these guys that we otherwise wouldn't be able to, and lets us make sure that nothing is in the way of the train, which is a short-term win for us, if nothing else. It sucks that we can't kill the Firefly this way, and we're going to take at least 1 damage on our mech, but we can afford to tank a little bit of hit here. Let's end turn and see what happens. Now, ideally, we might be able to line up a really nice quadruple laser here if they want to cooperate. They don't want to cooperate at all. Why am I not surprised they do not cooperate? Alright. Well, that is inconvenient indeed. Okay, we can do the same thing as before to the Firefly, except it doesn't do quite as much damage to him. It's only going to do 1, which means he still doesn't die to that. The Scarab here we may wind up just slapping with our charge mech so that he dies. We'd be tanking another damage to the face on the laser mech, which I'm not a huge fan of, but at least we kill most of the guys here. Is there a better play, though? The nice thing about this is it also blocks one of the spawns, so we'd have fewer enemies to deal with the next turn. The Blood Scion is not going to be so much of a big deal here, but it's definitely irritating. If we can bring the defense mech over, pull this guy over 1, I think that's going to be our best play, because we can clear all of the other enemies, we just take 1 damage ourselves, and nothing else gets in the way. So let's do this. We kill the Scarab right away. We bring our defense mech around the side and pull this guy forward 1, and then we laser mech the row. Means we still take a hit. Oh no, that's also going to light us on fire. We may be able to deal with that by healing ourselves before the turn's over, because we're only going to have one new enemy, but that means we're going to have to heal with the laser mech, because he is going to light that tile on fire. Oh well, let's end our turn and deal with it. I might also be able to shield him with the defense mech, so we don't have to deal with it that way instead. We'll deal. We are a little bit on fire, but thankfully the fire damage happens at the start of their turn, so we're not on fire and taking damage at the end of their turn. Also, they're being very cooperative. They're not actually attacking us here, which is really nice. So, our laser mech is full health. We can use it to kill both of those guys, which is real nice. So let's move over to here. Fire our lasers. Problem solved. Now, we could use the defense mech to pull him into the water, but we're instead going to use the defense mech to keep ourselves alive. Oh. Interesting. It looks like being covered with a shield doesn't actually protect you from fire if you're already on fire. The shield bubble does make you immune, but it doesn't look like it actually stops you from catching fire. So we're probably going to have to reset that turn then, because that's not going to work quite the way I'd hoped. Thankfully, we still have our reset here, so we should be able to undo that no problem. I can instead just bring our mech friend over here and smash them, and then pull this one onto the ice, or I can't pull them into the water because that's actually an ice tile. Oh well. But we're going to have to repair our laser mech, so we're not going to get to kill quite as many things, but at least we can kill the one that matters. Charge mech, Camilla, you're going to come around the back here. And smash him for us, thank you. Laser mech, you're going to repair yourself so you don't burn to death. I had hoped that the shield would do the trick here for us, but it just doesn't quite do what we need. Oh well. We can kill this guy, though, by pulling him into us. Just for fun. There we go. We don't even need the achievement anymore, just an extra kill for Lita here, bringing them closer to leveling up. Now if we end our turn, their attack hits the water, and the train gets to its destination. Oh boy. Alright, region secured. The refugees will be grateful for the supplies, and I owe my personal thanks for saving old Horace. We two relics have been through a lot together. There we go, 2 stars for defending the train, another 1,500 civilians protected. However, seismic activity means we're now on to the corporate HQ, and this is probably going to be a mess. Do I want to move this power around now that we already have the additional movement here? Maybe. I could go for the ally immunity, but so far that hasn't actually mattered very much. And I can't move the power to a different vehicle, so I'm just going to keep the mobility, because the mobility is pretty important. We have to destroy a Scorpion leader and protect a corporate tower. This is a nasty layout, potentially, for this team. Let's see what happens.
Some kind of mech abomination is approaching our headquarters. Whatever it is, it must be stopped.
His voice has been all over the place this game, but that's fine. So, we have a Scorpion leader who has, what, 7 health? Wow. Alright. And he also has all 4 directional damage and webbing. That's not so good. We've also got a Firefly and another Firefly. Okay. Well, this could be quite nasty then. We're probably going to wind up using our defense mech just to shield things this time around. But let's put... I have no idea where to put these guys. I kind of want to put the laser mech on one of these edges so we can get around and, like, smash through a row of enemies. This guy's probably going to go one of those positions, though. And if he goes on the inside, we can't effectively laser him from anywhere else. If he does get up close, though, we can't really do much to him because he's gonna wrap us up. What is his movement range? His movement range is 3, so we can get to any of those tiles. So if we don't put the laser mech or the defense mech here, he can't tie us down. We can put the charge mech there because he actually can't affect them. So I'm going to put the laser mech over here, charge mech here, defense mech here. Yes, because that way it's safe from the Scorpion leader's attack. So let's confirm our turn. I expect he's going to go straight here and try and wrap us up, which is fine because it means I can actually slap him out the way and he can't hit any of these buildings, and then I might be able to laser combo these guys. So let's confirm our placement and see what happens. He did exactly what I thought he would, which is great. We were able to manipulate his RNG by giving him a good target, even though it's actually a bad target. Okay. So I think our first play here is going to be using the charge mech to slap the Scorpion leader back onto this tile. It's only going to do 2 damage to him, but it'll mean that none of his attacks hit anything important. Now, let's see here. Then I think our next play is laser mech to here and laser down this line. But is there a better play? I don't think so. I think we're going to then use the defense mech to shield this building at least. I'd love to shield both of them, but I don't think there's any way to do that. I'd also love to pull him over a tile first, but I can't really do that either. I'd like to make him attack this guy for us, but he doesn't even do enough damage to kill him, so it's not really worth it. The only problem is we're going to have a lot of new spawns here, but at least we can hit all of these guys in one single attack, which makes it pretty efficient. So we set that tile on fire, which means enemies are less likely to stop there, which is good. We don't really want them crossing this line. We have our Scorpion leader here who is a little bit injured, if nothing else. We're going to take our laser mech around the side and beam the whole column. Kills the Firefly and does another damage to those two. Not bad, not bad. And then we're going to take our defense mech. I could put him here, but that's just not smart. He would be instantly killed. We need to shield this tile or move this guy. I can move him into the fire, but that doesn't stop his attack, and it actually keeps him alive. I can't pull him this way, because I have to be in line that I'm pulling. It's only pulling him towards myself, so I can't pull him this way either. I could pull him onto the spawn tile, but he'll still destroy this building before that happens. So as much as it would be fun to mess around with them, I can't really do that. I could block the spawn and shield this building. That's not a terrible play, because it does mean that they get 1 less enemy next turn, but we still have 3 turns to go. If I'm blocking spawns now, they're going to rush the heck out of us later. So let's put a shield bubble on here. It's a little unfortunate we only get 1 target with that. It means we waste half the effect, but it also means we don't die right yet. So let's end our turn and see what happens. Okay. What do we have now? We have an Alpha Firefly and another Scorpion. Well, that's gonna suck. On the plus side, he did tie his own guy down. I'm okay with that. And we should be able to clear out most of these guys, except the problem is we can't do quite enough damage to the Scorpion leader. I can fry this line, which brings a lot of guys down to 1. But it doesn't stop this guy from attacking his building, and it also doesn't deal with any of these guys. They'd all survive with 1 HP, which is kind of unacceptable. Now I can move my my defense mech over to here, shield bubble both of these buildings, which means none of those damages hurt them, use the charge mech over to here and smash into this guy, which would shove him out the way. He'd survive, but he wouldn't hit anything. And I guess just tank the damage with laser mech. The plus side is his attack will actually kill both of those. That is actually really good, because he goes first. He does 2 damage, which would do nothing to him, put our laser mech on 1 HP. It would kill the Scorpion outright, because he'd only have 1 health left, and it would also shove him into the Firefly, which would kill him outright. So that's actually really good. Alright, let's do it. We're getting dangerously low on supplies, because we're spending all of our... No, not Attraction Pulse, Shield Projector. We're spending all of our limited use abilities, and we're also spending our health. But the boss is down to 1 HP, and that does help things here. This is gonna suck, especially because we're getting 2 more enemies this turn, but let's end our turn and deal with it. And this Alpha Firefly is still alive and well, but we'll see what happens. End turn. First attack is gonna suck. But it kills 2 of the enemies for us, which is real good. Alright, we have a Scorpion and a Blood Scion. Blood Scion's not amazing. He's attacking a already defended building, which is very good, actually. That's not so nice. The Scorpion attack on our defense mech is not so nice. Now this is actually really good, because we can fire through the whole line of them and do a pile of damage. So that might be worth doing. We can actually kill the leader by shoving him into the fire, because the fire happens before the Scion regeneration does, so it would still kill him. We'd still have a Blood Scion on the map, but he'd be dead. Can we do anything about the fact that we're about to get attacked and set on fire, though? This is the real issue here. Excuse me. I keep coughing. Now, I could take the charge mech to here, after we deal with this guy, push the Scorpion into the Blood Scion, that'll kill him outright, because the bounce damage brings him up to 3, and bring the Blood Scion down to 1. Then I could use the defense mech to pull him into myself to kill him. This guy's going to miss anyway, and as long as we kill the Scorpion leader, it doesn't matter. Actually, if we fire the laser here, they're going to be on low health anyway. Because it'll do 3, 2, 1, 1. So they'll be on 2 and on 1 health. So the charge will actually kill both of them. And then all we have to do is deal with the Alpha Firefly, who's not going to be able to do anything this turn. Only downside of that plan is it does mean that our defense mech can't do anything. I'd probably use him to block a spawn. The other thing is that our charge mech would be blocking a spawn, which means it'd be down to 1 HP, but I can actually block the other spawn with our defense mech, which should be okay. It would mean we just have an Alpha Firefly left to deal with. Only problem is both our charge mech and our defense mech would be on 1 HP. I think that's still good enough, though. If we move to here and laser these guys, then use the charge mech to block a spawn, and kill both of those. All they have now is the Alpha Firefly. I actually can't block this spawn, because if I do, the Alpha Firefly attack kills me. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. It means we're down to 1 health with basically everybody, and I can't do anything significant with the defense mech. But I think I'm okay with that. I think we just end our turn here and see what happens. The real downside is I can't charge anything with the charging mech next turn, because he's going to be on 0 HP and I can't shield him. So that might be a problem. We're only going to have 2 mechs to use, and one of them can only pull a target. But hopefully that'll be enough. Let's end our turn and find out. We get really low with all of these teams, man. Alright, that's what I was kind of expecting. This is actually good. We can do what needs to be done here. If we move our laser mech over to here, he can kill the Alpha Firefly himself, and then we just need to pull the Scarab out the way. We can't kill him because the charge mech can't attack. Actually, we don't even need to move him. He's going to hit the shield no matter what. So, this is going to work out. I don't like it. I'd love to kill them all. But I think we're going to have to take what we can get. Is there anything better? Not since we can't charge, I don't think. We're going to take the kill on the big guy here. The Scarab, I could basically have to ignore. I'm going to repair our charge mech. I'm so glad I gave her the extra health on this, because otherwise we would not be able to use her the way we are. In fact, actually putting her up to 7 health might be something we do remarkably soon. And I'm just going to move this guy out the way. There we go. Let's end our turn. Whew. That was a tough one.
With the Rack Abomination destroyed, no new hives should appear on our island. You've saved us.
Man, no deaths on our first island. Not a single civilian destroyed. That's pretty good on hard. I'll take it. Got a lot of experience too, which is real good. Let's spend our reputation and get out of here. What do we have? Kickoff boosters. Mechs gain 1 move if they start their turn adjacent to each other. Not bad. The Vice Fist. Prime class weapon for throwing a unit behind you. Interesting. Defensive Shrapnel. Tank weapon for just pushing things. And a rock launcher. Prime weapon for throwing a rock at a chosen target. That could be okay. The rock remains as an obstacle, which could be neat. We could use that to block spawns and things. if it works like normal rocks. I don't really want the Vice Fist here. Excuse me. The ability to block a single target might be pretty good. I don't really want the default kickoff boosters here. If we buy any of these items, I think we're buying the rock launcher, because this lets us make an attack that doesn't require us to fire through a whole line of enemies, and also gives us a little bit more versatility. I think we want this. The problem is we really are low on reactor cores. I can only buy one if we go for the item here, because we're not going to have enough to get it and 2 cores, because we failed one of our objectives and we didn't get anything bonus, so we can't sell anything. Plus it requires a power to even use and only does 2 damage by default, which might not be good for us. I think we need an alternative kind of damage, though. This doesn't even push. If it pushed, it would be better. We're going to be really low on power going into our next island here, which might be a hard time for us. We don't even have any other pilots. We have limited resources, but I think we'll take what we can get. I think we're going to go for the rock launcher. It gives us the potential of doing up to 4 damage to a single target at range, which is the big benefit of it, instead of having to be point blank to do high damage. And it also lets us potentially block obstacles, so it's an investment that hopefully will pay off. By 1 reactor core, and now we're kind of out of resources, so I'm going to spend power on power, because you can't carry corporate reputation over, I don't think. Let's see what happens if we try. If we put our rock launcher here, we're going to need to power it to be able to use it at all, and I think we want to have it as an option if we need it, so we can power it that way. Is there a better way to get an additional power other than spending our reactor core here? I don't think so. I think we're going to give Amelia the reactor core and put it back into movement again. What happens if we try to leave the island with unspent reputation? Your unspent corporate reputation will be lost if you leave now. Let's not lose it then. We're going to have to spend it on nothing, which is really sad. The grid defense might come in handy, but I don't know how handy it will be. I don't want any of these other things, though, so that's better than losing it, but only just barely. Alright. We'll take it. So it goes. Alright, well, that doesn't leave us with a whole number of options here for what we're going to be doing now. We kind of are struggling for reactor cores. Hopefully we'll get more on our upcoming islands from some handy-dandy time pods, but otherwise we're in a bit of a pickle, because we're not going to get much stronger, and the enemies are. Of course, we've already been dealing with alphas, so they might not get that much stronger, in fact, but still, I don't like it. Hopefully we get some more good abilities for our pilots, and hopefully we get some other replacement pilots soon, because we're going to want to start using them if we can. But at least for now, we're doing okay. Let's leave our island. And now we have to decide where we want to go next. Based on what we see here, what looks like the best plan for us? Pinnacle Robotics has the exploding VEC Scions, and that is going to be a problem for us. Those guys do need to get killed, because otherwise you can't kill anything else. And while we have limited ability to target specific units, I think we want to maybe leave this one for after, until hopefully we'll be a little bit more powerful. Otherwise, just the fact that there is that Scion on the map could make things disastrous to us. If we take a look at RST Corporation, they have the one that gives extra health to its enemies. They've got Chargers, Leapers, Fireflies, and Hornets, but doesn't look anything too incredibly dangerous for us. Meanwhile, Detritus has the Lobbers, which are real nasty. And the boss is a super spider. So yeah, I think we're going to want to go to RST next, because that should hopefully let us power up a little bit more to be better at taking out the Scions in Pinnacle Robotics. Because just having that exploding Scion here, I think, is reason to avoid it for now. It's possible that we may be wrong about that, but I don't think we are. I think we're going to want to be pretty careful here, otherwise it's going to go real nasty for us. Hopefully we'll make good use of that rock-throwing ability and we won't regret buying it, but we'll see what happens. Either way, I think we're going to end this episode here for now that we know what our plan is for the future here. I'm going to go drink some water to hopefully get my voice back under control, because I'm sorry I've been coughing so much this episode. And I'll see you guys next time. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I'll see you then. For now, bye-bye.